So this video is basically going to explain how you can thread a barrel of an airsoft gun so that you can put a silencer like this on a gun like this, which does not have a threaded barrel. It's pretty simple how it works. Basically what you're doing is you're forcing this silencer onto this barrel so that it cuts threads into the plastic barrel. Most airsoft guns come with a 14mm outer plastic barrel, which should match up pretty well with the 14mm threads. If you do have this 14mm barrel, you should be good to go. A couple things you're going to need are, number one, a metal silencer. It's really important that the threads on the inside are metal, that way you can cut through the plastic barrel of the airsoft gun. You'll need a little 6mm cleaning rod or guide rod, some tape, pen or just the tube of the pen, and possibly a screwdriver if you need to take your gun apart. The only tricky part is getting it to thread on straight. That's what the guide rod and this the pen are for. So what I've done here is I've put a little tape on this barrel so that it fits snugly, so the pen fits snugly around that. And I've also put a little bit of tape on the end of this side of the tube of the pen and this side, that way it fits snugly inside the barrel of the gun. It's really important that this is nice and snug, that way the silencer doesn't move around too much while you're screwing it on. Now that this is a nice snug fit, we're going to go ahead and slip the silencer on there. As you can see, this taped end over here fits nice and snug into the end of that silencer, and this end will fit nicely into the barrel of the gun. That should help you line it up pretty straight. So once you've got it lined up, you're basically going to push this up against the barrel, make sure it's nice and straight, and start screwing it slowly onto the barrel. Kind of want to check every now and then to make sure it's straight. Screw it on some more. Might have to back it up a little bit. I would actually recommend taking the barrel out of your gun before doing this, so let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so here's the barrel. Let's go ahead and get started. So now the pen is already on the guide rod. The silencer will now fit straight onto the pen, and this is going to go straight into the barrel. See, now it's relatively straight. Once you've got it on, you want to push it up nice and firmly against the barrel and start twisting. And what that's going to do is it's going to start carving threads into the barrel of your gun. You're going to have to use a little bit of force because it might be kind of tough to start carving out these threads. But once you do, it should go pretty smoothly. Every now and then you're going to have to back it up a little bit just to get rid of those extra shavings. Kind of brush it off. So yeah, just keep doing that. Twist it on. You might need to use a little bit of pressure and back it up again. Twist it on again and back it up. Twist and untwist. So just keep doing this until you've completely threaded the barrel just enough to fit your silencer. It's probably going to take a little bit of time, but it should be worth it. Okay. So I'm just going to double check here that things are still nice and straight, and it looks like it is relatively straight. Now the first time I did this, I didn't use this guide rod. I got a little too excited and ended up threading it on completely crooked. So once you've gotten the first few threads on, you won't really need the guide rod anymore. That was mainly just to get you started and make sure it's lined up nice and straight. So we can go ahead and take that out and continue twisting and threading and untwisting. There we go. We're just going to repeat this process over and over. See, as you can see, it's already starting to thread nicely. As you can see, the threads are already starting to appear. I would say about halfway done. Every now and then you're going to have to kind of take this off, brush out the inside of there, get all the shavings and the residue off just to make it easier to screw back on. So once you've cleaned that up, you just repeat the process about a dozen or so times. Just got to be careful that you're not putting too much force on this end of your barrel so that you don't bend it or break it. Okay. I'm not sure if you can tell here, but the threads are actually coming along pretty nicely. We're about 2/3 of the way there, but honestly that's really all you need. As you can see at this point, it already screws on pretty well, and it's already a pretty snug, pretty straight fit. So I'm going to go ahead and stop there. You can keep going as long as you want, but this should do. So now that we're done with that, I'm going to go ahead and put this all back together. And there should be a link in the description to a video of how it's actually done on a real firearm. And you'll see that it's really pretty similar, other than the fact that they have actual tools. Alright, and there you have it, a threaded barrel that should fit nicely with any standard 14mm threaded silencer. There you go, nice and straight, not bad for my second time doing it. Yeah, enjoy.